Victoria.
Where's my phone? Okay. The frame looks good. Natasha Denona has released 6 new blushes and they all look the same, starting off the annual spring blush boring release schedule. Here are the 6 boring colors. These are gonna be $42. Natasha's latest hybrid innovation, High Blush, is a blush duo that melts into the skin for a balmy glow and a natural flush of color. Available in shades that complement all skin tones, its lightweight gel texture offers versatile, buildable coverage, delivering a weightless second skin feel. Enriched with nourishing ingredients, including vegan, squalane, and sunflower wax, High Blush maintains the skin's natural hydration without drying it out. The highlighter formula contains a unique ratio of pigments and emollient pearls for a sheer, tinted glow. They're all pink. Even the orange ones are still a little pink. Pink, 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 pink. I am good on pink blush. No more pink blush. Please, anything else? We did violet for a little bit. Let's go back to that. Please, more violet. Or just something. Just a little bit of something. As far as blush releases go, this is even pathetic in its range. Not talking about its depth in tone. It's intrigue in tone. Normally we get like a red or something, and like but it's all just like pinky. And I have a feeling it's all gonna read very pinky on everyone's skin. There are swatches of this on Sephora's website. You can see it. I don't think you can buy it quite yet. The way that they apply these on the models, they do such a thick cheek swatch of it. And I get it. They're trying to show us the color on the model's skin, but that's not how I would wear that color. And they're putting so much of both the highlight and the blush on. And like, I get it. That's a look. And I think that's a really cool look if you're choosing to do that. But I think most people who are wearing blush and choosing to wear blush are not applying that much. So it's like an unappealing launch, even in like the way that they're trying to sell it to me. There's nothing to it. Not only that, I hate the new compact rebrand that they've been doing. I think it started with the powder foundation that they released. I don't like these new compacts. I think they're ugly. I don't like the shape of them. Rose Inc started this. Everything looks like a toilet bowl. Looks like something that you would shit in. And I would shit in one of these. And maybe that would make a more interesting color than any of the colors that Natasha has given to us here. Of the current blush releases, that this one is absolutely the least interesting and the least well done. There are 2 sides of the brand Natasha Denona. It's all pink, and then there's something in there whenever they dig a little bit deeper where they can really get into some nuance and really get into something, tap into something that's gonna work for people. It is also a little bit interesting. I think they've been doing this with the I Need a Warm. I still hate the name of that. Not the I Need a Warm, but like the I Need a Warm palette, the I Need a Nude palette, which I think for people with my skin tone, I Need a Nude is like really good for that. I'm not sure if I Need a Warm is like maybe a better version for people with like medium and deeper complexion. I don't know. I can't speak to that. What happened to the original gold palette? We did the golden palette last year and it was the worse, more boring version of the gold palette. So I don't really know what they're up to and what they're trying to get at with the vision of their brand, but I think they are flailing. We don't know what to do, so we're just gonna do the most simple thing we possibly could because we can't use our brain to come up with anything interesting as we head into these unknown times that we are heading into when it comes to being a brand that's making product for people and people who might be buying product. In my opinion, what I would like to see is innovation and uniqueness. And I don't think Natasha has provided either of those two things in this blush launch. All she has provided is the same. But the problem with the same in this time frame, we already have it, and why should I give you my money? Why should anyone give you their money, their hard-earned, scarce money for this release? It's a bad release. And I know that some people are gonna like some of the colors here, and I'm not saying that they're all bad. It's just so not well thought out, and in my personal, humble opinion, it's not worth your dollar. We're gonna talk about some blushes that may be worth your dollar that are in even a similar price point. You know my stance on duos if you've been here before. If not, I hate duos. The thing is, I might like the highlighter, I might like the blush, but I might not like both, and I'm gonna use more of one than the other at any point, and so I'm gonna finish one, and then essentially if I like the highlighter more and I finish it, and I don't really care for the blush, I'm just gonna throw away the product instead of trying to use it all up or making any effort to use it all up. I'm not saying I'm the best person at using everything all up, but that's really unenticing to me to have a product where I'm only using half of it. Ugh. No, I hate that. No, thank you. Trauma. It's something one experiences when bad things happen to them, and I've had bad things happen to me. When it involves complexion products with a little pump on the bottom, it's not the best mechanism, and Makeup Forever said, well, what if I made a version
for your nightmares?
What you're looking at now is the Makeup Forever Super Boost Lightweight Moisturizing Skin Tint. It's gonna come in 18 shades and it's gonna be $36. Here's how the brand describes it. A hydrating and plumping skin tint with buildable sheer to medium coverage that leaves a radiant, healthy skin finish and a non-oily feel. There's an elephant in the room with us. What the fuck is this packaging? I'm listening. Go down in the comments, tell us. Tell us why you said the mass market will look at this and be like, I want to buy that. Makeup Forever, you have been really failing at your packaging recently, and I'm very confused by it. I want to have a chat. Why don't we have a chat? Makeup Forever, it seems like you are not trying to be a makeup artist brand first and foremost anymore. However, you seem to be very much struggling to appeal to the mass market. And every step you take or everything you try seems to be a hit for some and a miss for most. Whenever I still worked at Sephora, you rebranded your lipsticks and you made them long, which I think for an accessibility thing, that could be helpful to some people. But it's also ugly, and I think we can do accessible things in a chic way, and I don't think this was it. Because I feel like there are some other brands that have bulky packaging that still looks chic, but is also accessible to more people than just like a traditional lipstick component. Yuck. Then you have these face palettes that have complexion products for people who are different skin tones all in one. Now, if I were a makeup artist, perhaps that would be useful, but I am not a makeup artist, and you seem to be selling it to me, not a makeup artist. Not that makeup artists couldn't buy and use those, but I only have one skin tone. I can use some of those other tones as like bronzers and contours, for sure. Not the whole thing. And I'm not gonna use that much of the deepest shade if I use it at all. I might use it as a mixer, but I'm lazy. That's not for me. Now, some people really love that zhuzh. It ain't me. And you rebranded your really popular, well-loved HD formula for a new formula. And the packaging in that's fine. Hey, listen. I like that the outside packaging does reflect the color of your inside packaging. Love that. Don't you change that. Love that. So if you come out with blushes, oh wait, you did. You reformulate your blushes and you put them in the compacts that you can't really tell what color they are. Why are you doing it on some things and not the other things? I don't understand. You said this is what the people want. This is what the people want. Let my people have what they want. I don't want that. I don't want that. I don't want that. Stop it. Please stop it. Setting my feelings about the packaging aside, I do have trauma when it comes to dropper style products. I love the Dewdrop foundation from Surratt. It has a dropper. It's really hard to use and completely inaccessible. And I do think that the way that this looks completely solves that problem. But do we have to do it? We could just make a squeezy bottle. A lot of people have squeezy bottles. And if you do have dexterity issues, do you think this pump would be easier than just a normal squeezy skin tint bottle? Just curious. I don't know. I'm asking questions here. I'm asking questions that I'm not sure Makeup Forever did. So let's get to the bottom of that. I also tried the Ritual Defeat foundation. It also has a dropper pump. Didn't like the foundation. The dropper worked fine. And I know that the Hourglass liquid blushes also come in a packaging with a dropper bottom. I do think that this will be easier to use, especially as you're getting lower on product, to get the product out of it. I just think it's so weird and unappealing looking. I'm a packaging snob. I am working to get away from that. I'm doing a lot of things to like make things feel luxury that might not have been luxury. Rehoming a foundation into another component is like really annoying, so I probably wouldn't do it, but I would be embarrassed to pull this out. If I was like doing my makeup with a friend and it's like, oh my God, let's pull out everything, and I pull that out. What is that toy? Why did you bring a dog toy to the makeup putting on party? Highly recommend makeup putting on parties, by the way. I've done it before. It's a great time. Do with your friends with all the makeup you already own. It's free. Well, you already paid for the makeup. It's free. Buy a pizza. Don't buy pizza. I don't know. Make pizza. I don't know. Can you find eggs? No one can. I don't know. The formula of this actually sounds quite nice. I actually do think the $36 price point isn't terrible. Like, there's certainly way more expensive skin tints. There's also way less expensive skin tints. I tried the Hydro Boost thing that they had, the booster that they had. What is it called? And I liked that. And I do think that this might be the replacement product for that. Once I use up my Lisa Eldridge skin tint, I could see myself potentially putting this in rotation for something that I might consider purchasing. But I do hate the way it looks, like a lot. It is just ugly. It is ugly, and it's preventing me from like encouraging myself or any of you to maybe consider purchasing it. But also, use what you have before you buy any of this. So like, I don't need a skin tint right now. I wouldn't buy this unless people were really interested in me trying it, but I don't think it's that interesting of a product. I think I could like it, but it's just like, I don't think anyone in any capacity, makeup artist, makeup lover, is running to makeup forever to see what they're doing, unless they get it in PR. But like, it's not gonna be me, okay? I can't be the one. Is it gray? It's a question I ask myself anytime I look at a contour release. Contour seems to be coming back into fashion differently than it did in like the 2016 era. Kim Kardashian's not out here pushing the smallest amount of product on us and this weirdest skin colored packaging. We're not doing that anymore. But contour seems to be on the up and up. People seem to be excited about contour. I've been getting more questions about contour, even though I did a cream contour video that you could go watch like right now. It is getting a little outdated, but I'm not doing it again. Rare Beauty's getting into the contour game. Now, I know some people have used their stick bronzers as contours before. These are called the Rare Beauty Soft Pinch Liquid Contour. So it comes in the same packaging that all of their other liquid products do. The foundation, the concealer, the highlighter, the blush, and now the contour. Do they have a liquid bronzer? You might consider these to be a liquid bronzer. When I first looked at this product, I thought, oh, that lightest shade looks like it'll work for me. But guess what? That happens every single time a contour range gets released. They edit it to make it look very gray, and like it is going to look that color on my skin. I have a particular skin tone that I think makes contour hard for a lot of brands. And I know I'm me. So maybe not everyone's looking for the kind of contour that I'm looking for, but I'm looking out for me. I need you to hear me say this out loud because I want you to know that I know contour for deep skinned people is much harder to come by than contour for me. I know that. It's my undertone that gets the brands. Everything pulls orange on me. So if you try to put something warm in there to make it more neutral and less cool so that maybe more people can wear it, it's gonna look orange on me. When I first looked at this range, and I do think it's a pretty good range, I do think that Rare Beauty, with little exception, does a really good job providing products from almost every skin tone. Like, I think they do a really good job. Olive undertones, I'm not sure. Report back to us in the comments. I don't know how they do with olive undertones. This is a 7-shade range, and these are going to cost $28 each. The brand says, a weightless, easy to blend liquid contour that defines and enhances for a naturally lifted look that lasts. Normally when I do Critical Sass, I haven't seen the products IRL to report to you when I'm talking about them. I had been doing research for this video, and I went to Sephora after with a friend. We were just hanging out at the mall. We went in and they were in Sephora, so I swatched them. And unfortunately, this one does pull a little bit warm on me. It's not the worst, and I think I could make it work. I don't think it would look muddy on my skin, which is another problem. If they're too green or if they are too orange, they start to look a little muddy on my skin if I'm not being careful. I was a little bit disappointed to see that this was not going to be like a gray contour for my skin tone. I have neutral with a little bit of pink, and that coolness in my skin brings out the warmth and everything else. I need like a gray with like a pink in it for it to be a contour, which is why Intuition from Ritual de Fille really works so well for me. I also think that that pigmentation is really nice of that product. Interacting with these products, I thought the formula felt nice. Of course, I didn't wear it. I didn't try it on my skin other than to swatch the first shade. It's not as pigmented as the blushes are from Rare Beauty, thank God. It seems like they learned their lesson. They like reeled in the pigment balance there. And I think that this could be a good release for some people. It's not going to be for me. If you like to wear a gray contour and you thought this might be a good alternative for you, It's not. Sephora Collection's lightest contour powder and their lightest contour cream stick are the best thing I could find at Sephora for someone with my skin tones. If you're looking for a contour similar to what I look for in a contour, that's what I would buy at Sephora if I could only buy my contour at Sephora. But honestly, I would opt to go to Ulta and get the Essence Baby Cheeks bronzer stick thing. I don't know what it was called, but the fairest one is a contour. It's not a bronzer, and it's nice and cool toned. It's maybe a little bit green, but it was very good. But it smells like watermelon candy, so you have to be ready for that. The way I used to do Critical Sass, I would just scroll through new makeup release accounts on Instagram, and I would give you my gut reaction when I saw a product. YSL's releasing some new blushes. I probably would have said something very similar about them than what I did say about the Natasha Denona blushes. I would have said, it just looks like every blush release that every brand does every spring. Everyone, it's the same colors. It's the same colors. And I started pulling images, which I didn't used to do before I did Critical Sass. I would save the posts and then I would go back through my saved posts on Instagram. And that's when I would download the pictures. I got to look at these for a little bit. And honestly, these colors look pretty slay. So let me tell you the real name of these products. The YSL Make Me Blush 24-Hour Buildable Powder Blush. I will say this, when I was scrolling through new release makeup accounts and I was scrolling through Reddit trying to find more information about this product, there are more shades in other countries than there are available in the United States. Someone did reply in an Instagram comment section, oh, you can buy the full range on YSL's website, but in the United States, you cannot. It's just these 7 shades that are available in the United States. I live in the United States, so I'll be reporting on the United States. A little blush and a little clutch. A long-lasting, velvety soft blush that provides buildable color in silky, satin, and soft matte finishes. The rebrand that YSL has been doing with the leather clutch situation to like resemble one of their purses. I don't really care for like a squishy product. You know what they remind me of? Have you ever had like a squishy toilet seat? So foul. Whoever invented those was wrong for that. Not that sitting on like a hard toilet seat is like the most appealing thing, but like it's what we're used to. Something about the thing I said on the shit being squishy and porous feels wrong. Can't just wipe shit off of that. Can't wipe piss off of that. Can't wipe vomit off that very easily. Just seems like a big mistake. And so I guess that's what I'm thinking, that if I ever have to piss shit or throw up on these makeup compacts, they're gonna be really hard to clean. You never know what's gonna happen. But something I have commended them on, I think with the bronzers they did this, but they also did it with the blushes. The outside packaging, the outside leather, I don't know if it's actual leather, but the outside leather, whatever that material is the color of the product inside. So if you were to buy multiple shades, you will know which one without having to open the compacts or look at the back to read the names. And you know, reading the back of a shiny thing is really hard to do. As I was pulling the shades and downloading the images so I could put them on my thumbnail and go, you know. Being a YouTuber is so weird. You just go, you screenshot it, and then you make a whole thumbnail that's supposed to attract the eyes of viewers to be like, hey, in this economy, look at me, instead of worrying about yourself, or don't watch that person, watching me, because my thing is more enticing, and it looks like I've spent more time doing it because I've been doing it longer than the person you didn't click on video. So click on my video. I'm more appealing than that. There's a shade called Nude Lavalier, Nude Lavalier, which is this like purple shade. It's this one right here. This shade, that's called Nude Lavalier. It's like a lavender nude shade. On the models in the photos that they have on Sephora's like demonstrating their product, it looks really pretty. The powder swatch outside of the compact is really pretty and intriguing to me. For them to call that nude at all when it very clearly is some kind of like purple or like lavender nude, which I think is really compelling. I will say this, someone in my comment section has already told me that they did not really much care for this formula. They like the Gucci formula, which I didn't like, so maybe I would like these, and I have considered purchasing this, but that's actually for my own curiosity. And when I went to Sephora the other day, these were not out. Even though you can buy them on Sephora's website, they weren't available. Whenever I went to Sephora, the thing that I noticed when I went to Sephora, and this is totally fine, is that all the displays are still set up for holiday. Like they haven't done the rebuilds for whatever is coming for the spring. I know someone who's in charge of that Sephora. I did ask him, I was like, do you have them, or like, are they coming to store? And he was like, No, I don't even know what you're talking about. I think this is really pretty. I really wish I could have swatched it to make a better decision. I almost bought it today because I was feeling sad. I need to watch some videos on this because I am curious. I want to see someone with my skin tone wear this color. This compared to the Natasha Denona release. Obviously the formulas are different. These are powders. The Natasha Denona ones are creams and they have a highlighter in them. I do think that this is much more compelling. And speaking of compelling blush releases, Urban Decay is releasing some new powder blushes. I did get to swatch these. I'll hold in my swatch thoughts for a second while I show you them over here and I tell you a little more about them. So these are the Face Bond Blush Suedes and it comes in 7 shades and these are $24 each. The Blush Suede is a long-lasting blush that provides rich color and up to 24-hour wear. This oil in powder formula is waterproof, sweatproof, and doesn't fade, provides a soft blurred matte finish, and is in 7 shades. This blush release feels like a complete 180 from just talking about the YSL one. I do think that the shades that YSL put together were like compelling and beautiful and thoughtful. I feel like unlike Natasha Denona, everything in this line except for the one pink is like very red, very ruddy, very orangey. It's like a red and then it's like an orange red and then there's like an orange peach. There's an orange, you know, it's just like kind of goes in the line very orange. It's like, and then there's a pink one. This packaging is a choice. I think what they were thinking was like, oh, well, our very, very popular Moon Dust eyeshadows come in clear lucite, so we can just put our blushes in clear lucite. But we don't want them to look exactly like the eyeshadows we make because I think, what if the compacts are the same size? So let's put a little purple around the outside to be like, nope, that's not your Moon Dust eyeshadow. This is your Face Bond Blush Suede. However, they seem to select a shade that looks very close to a lot of what Tower 28 does. A lot of things are that light purple over there. So when you look at this, you're like, wow, that looks like a Tower 28 blush, except Tower 28 already has blushes and their blushes come in a clear lucite packaging with no thing on the back. So it actually looks more like the Moon Dust eyeshadows from Urban Decay, which are clear lucite. And so Urban Decay was probably like, we'll save everyone the confusion of this looking like the Tower 28 blushes by putting them with that background, except they chose the same purple as Tower 28 and it looks like a Tower 28 blush, except as I said before, the Tower 28 blushes already exist and they're in a compact clear lucite with no color on the back. It looks like a Moon Dust eyeshadow. Existential crises. They happen. Urban Decay said, so you don't like the naked branding. We hear you. It took us 15 years, but we're listening. We put out a Face Bond foundation and we spent a lot of money on that trademark and a bunch of other things we like to make with that Face Bond, so I hope you like Face Bond. So I tried Face Bond, the foundation, and I found it to be entirely inconsistent when I wore it. Some days it looked fabulous. It did not matter. I could have done the application process with the same other products on top and underneath. I could have done that and it would look different every time I wore it. Also, the shade I got wasn't 100% cracked, which does bias my review a little bit. It's like, well, it doesn't match perfectly either. It also like oxidized a little bit. Some people really love that foundation, but I think most people who reviewed it had a similar experience to me where it was like, well, don't buy this, but it's fine. Then they released the Face Bond highlighters, which I think came out between my last Critical Sass and now, and I don't feel like talking about. I watched Teresa's dead struggle through trying one of those on. I said, no, I don't want to get on my knees. Don't make me get on my knees. I'm no Catherine McPhee. I don't want to be like Catherine McPhee. Now we're committed to this Face Bond branding, and I think maybe we should have let the Face Bond brand breathe for a second before we decided to put all of our eggs in the basket. I will say this, I'm happy that Urban Decay has a blush. I feel like Urban Decay hasn't had powder blushes in a really long time. They had like small face palettes, and then they had like the liquid or gel blushes that they released whenever they were doing like the hydrating thing. Urban Decay has been through it. Like a gay who just had a breakup. They've been dyeing their hair, you know what I mean? Like it's just like they bleached it. I think the colors are pretty. They're not to my taste. They are pretty, they are vibrant. And I did get a chance to swatch these in the store, and honestly, they seemed really blurring, and they seemed to have a nice pigment load that wasn't too difficult to work with, but could be built up, because I swatched the deepest shade, and when I swatched it, it wasn't that it didn't show up, but it was like nice, sheer, and buildable, and I was able to build it up to a really nice pigmentation. It seemed like a really good formula that could flex. Like, I think I could, if I wanted to, I don't, but if I wanted to buy the deepest shade because I really like the red, I think I could make it work for me. I'm not sure about the lighter shades working on someone with a deeper complexion. If you're in the market for a blurring blush at this price point, maybe if they like the colors. Urban Decay, we don't let them get away with anything. They started sucking and we were like, and we will not let you live, Urban Decay. That's none of our business. You need to be better. And then they try and we're like, bleh. It's like not even that they're doing bad, it's just like they're not doing a great job at trying to like win us over. I wish the packaging was just like a little more thought through, because I think the packaging is going to turn off people. It looks like something you could buy at the drugstore, and I think that's the problem here. It doesn't have to be like more expensive or like weighted packaging. That's not what I'm expecting from Urban Decay. It was just like make it a little more covetable. It doesn't have to be like YSL, and it doesn't have to be like Natasha Denona. Sometimes brands make mistakes, and sometimes to fix that mistake, they make more mistakes. And that's what Charlotte Tilbury did with her contour wand. Charlotte Tilbury is a really popular brand for drugstore brands to rip off and take her idea and make them better. And they've been doing that for years now. e.l.f. is really good at that, but like every other drugstore brand has also taken their swing at making a Charlotte Tilbury dupe. Charlotte Tilbury has had the contour wand for many years now. It's only come in 2 shades up until this point, light medium and then medium deep. And the range has been fleshed out a little bit. I think there's 6 or 7 shades. I haven't quite figured out how many, but this is just a little shade extension. So I took it upon myself to look at the shade extension because I kind of liked that product. It wasn't my favorite product. I do think that the highlighters and the blushes in the sponge tip format from Charlotte Tilbury are really good, but that would look muddy on me, and I think that the sponge applicator applies too much of that product, but the product was kind of sheer. It wasn't like hard to use, it just wasn't my favorite. I think it looked a little bit muddy on me. The shade extension, when I looked at them, I was like, whoa, that's orange. That's orange. What is it, a bronzer or what do you call it? You have so many other bronzers. You have a cream bronzer, you have a powder bronzer, but no other contours. You just don't have contours. It's so interesting because when Charlotte Tilbury wants to do gray, which she has done gray color stories in her eyeshadows before, the gray is beautiful. But another thing that Charlotte Tilbury's really good at doing is being like, this is cool toned and it's actually very warm toned. And I don't even know if she was shooting for a cool tone or a shadow look with these contours and the shade extension, but like, ooh, she missed. If you look at the swatches online, it looks like there's shimmer particle in the contour. Now, if you were here for my cream/liquid contour journey back in the day, you'll remember that I tried a Danessa Myricks product that a lot of people suggested to me for contouring. Not her actual contour product, but one of her like liquid things. And I put it on my face and I was like, this is shimmer in it. And a contour is supposed to be a shadow. And while I would love for my shadow to just be glitter behind me, I know that it's not. And I think these makeup artists know that a shadow, a true shadow, would probably need to be matte. I'm not saying it needs to be super matte, but like matte. I was really confused by the sparkle. So then again, I went to Sephora and I was surprised to see that this was already in stock. I didn't even know that this had happened. I was makeup off my radar, you know, like I didn't know what was going on in the makeup world for a while, unless like one of my friends was like, this is happening. So I walked into Sephora and I was swatching a lot of contour products. The fair shade, the shade that's supposed to be more for my skin tone than the original light medium, orange. The regular light shade, not the light medium shade, but the light shade, orange. I know that different depths of skin are not looking for gray, so I can't really speak to the rest of them. Maybe people with a deeper skin tone will have better luck with that product. And I will say this, the swatches that I had in store were not very shimmery, but like, I don't know why in this product promotion they're putting like a shimmer, like it looks like there's shimmer in it. What's going on, Charlotte? Do we need to send you to therapy? Seems to me, based on a product we're going to talk about a little bit down the line, that the financial capitalists have finally got their hands in the brand and are like, no, we're doing this. And the brand will, because I don't think she has majority stake in her brand anymore. Okay, hold on. Let me come up with you wait there. I'm going to come up with an intro for this one. What's your favorite product? I don't know how to intro this one, so let's just get to it. Hourglass is re-releasing a foundation product that I didn't know existed, which is strange. Now I've been in the makeup game for 9 years and really paying attention to makeup releases for, I would say, most of that time. Most of my tenure, I was like really into makeup. There were ebbs and flows, but now it's part of my job to know what's going on in the makeup world. And I do not remember this. I worked at Sephora for 4 years and a lot of things got discontinued. When I was working at Sephora, Hourglass was slowly but surely changing their brand to be completely vegan. So my guess is that this got discontinued at some point because it wasn't vegan and now it is. Now, they didn't say that in any of the marketing that I saw, but I'm just saying like that would be my guess. They have touted in the marketing for this relaunch that this was one of their best selling products at the time. And a lot of people were sad that it went away. I don't remember this product. No one ever asked for this product. And a lot of times, really basic products that are very popular are often asked for. Whenever the Laura Mercier skin tint was like really popular, like a lot of people would come into the store and be like, I would like to see that skin tint. But I never heard anyone talk about this before, after. I like just didn't know this existed. So if you use this product, let us know. Was it good before? Well, it's back. This is the Hourglass Illusion Luminous Glow Foundation. Comes in 26 shades and it's gonna be $58. This is an all-in-one formula that combines the benefits of a broad spectrum SPF 30 sunscreen, advanced skincare, and high-performance foundation for an unbelievably luminous glow that lasts all day. The ultra-creamy texture melts into the skin to visibly smooth and diminish the appearance of imperfections for a luminous, even-toned complexion. Infused with our advanced hydro-smoothing technology, this intensely moisturizing formula is clinically proven to visibly reduce fine lines and wrinkles. So I did my digging. Hourglass, if you didn't know, is sold at both Ulta and Sephora. It is not on Sephora's website. It is not on Ulta's website. The only place I could find selling this product was Hourglass's website. I'm wondering now if it's a QVC product because that would make a lot of sense. A lot of the times on Sephora's website, they will have a listing for it, even if it's not available to purchase yet. And like Sephora didn't even have a listing for it, but Hourglass did. If I hear all the things I said to you, like the brand was like this isn't this, like if I hear all that, it sounds like it's gonna be really thick. It sounds like it's gonna be really heavy, and it sounds like it's gonna have a white cast. That's just my guess. I don't know. Also, the shade range. Hourglass is really like, we hear you, we ignore you. I feel like this is coming in with a whimper and it is exiting the room with a whimper. As the child I live with often does when he drops something or pretends to be shocked that something is happening. We have a lot to talk about with this next one. I'm scared. I'm actually scared. Save it. Keep it. You can, whatever you're about to type about this product I'm about to talk about, you can keep it. This is one of those products where I'm like, I've had it officially with makeup brands. There's a roller coaster with me in this brand. You know, we have had our differences. I wish I could, what's it called? Pop and lock. Am I doing it? I think I'm doing it. Can I moonwalk? Does it look like I'm moonwalking? Today we learned that I can pop and lock and moonwalk. Okay. I'm gonna take a little breather. If you could go downstairs and hit the like button for me. If you're not subscribed already, hit the subscribe button while you're done there. Love you. Oh, I'm not ready to talk about it yet. I'm not ready to talk. I'm not ready to talk about it yet. I'm so scared. Lisa Eldridge. Lisa Eldridge. She released, she released this thing. This thing right here. It's a concealer pencil. It's the concealer pencil. It's the pinpoint concealer, I think. Let me look at my notes. It's the Lisa Eldridge Pinpoint Micro Correcting Pencil. 34 doll hairs, 16 shades. Let's hear what Lisa has to say. Highly precise. The 1.5 millimeter pencil tip allows you to microdose your makeup and achieve Lisa's signature pinpoint registered trademark. Pinpoint registered trademark. Pinpoint registered trademark. Registered trademark. The pinpoint registered trademark. I'm tired. Concealing technique. Creamy gel formula. Glides on effortlessly and blends seamlessly into the skin with a soft focus matte and skin-like finish. Twist up mechanism. Pencil and incorporated sharpener unwind the base of the pencil to find it. Makes for quick, clean, and always precise application. Even on the go. Hey Lisa. Hey Lisa. Hi. friend Tom. I don't know if you're familiar with my work. I really hope you're not. Registered trademark. I crunched some numbers for us. Some of them might be a little bit off because I had to do some converting between fluid ounces to grams, and I'm not sure I did it right, but let's just go through. I have to read off this. So, in Lisa Eldridge's Pinpoint Registered Trademark Micro Correcting Pencil, you get 0.4 grams of product, making this $85 per gram of product. I hear some of you screaming at me. I hear it. Okay, because I have in previous videos been like, the only time that people talk about price per gram is whenever they're trying to justify a price. I'm doing the opposite. I'm just gonna be like, let's just food for thought. You can spend your hard-earned money, honey, on whatever you would like, but I'm just making an argument for maybe why you should just not do this one. Back to my maths, as you call it in Canada. Do you call it maths, or is maths just Canada, or is it the UK too? UK, hun? Do you say maths? We only have one math here. Tom Ford's Stick Concealer, soft matte concealer, you get 4 grams of product for $60, making it $15 per gram. That's $70 per gram less. $70 per gram less. The Tom Ford product is $70 per gram less than this. The Surratt Surreal Skin Concealer, which is their stick concealer, you get 1.8 grams of product for $50, making it about $28 per gram, making it a little less than $60 less expensive per gram than the Lisa Eldridge concealer. The Victoria Beckham concealer, which is a liquid concealer, so I'm not sure if I did my math right. I think it's 2.4 grams of product for $68, and we've lamented the price of that concealer together because I love it, and I've lamented that with you. It's so expensive concealer. That makes it $28.33 per gram, if my math is right. So much like the Surratt concealer, very, very close in price. So much less expensive per gram. Clé de Peau. we don't really talk about them on my channel. We don't talk about Clé de Peau very often at all. But they have a stick concealer. And you get 5 grams of product for $75. And that makes that $15 per gram. Another whole $70 per gram less than Lisa Eldridge. Here's a brand that I've never talked about because I'm never going to be able to afford it to even pretend to review on my channel. La Prairie Concealer. 1 ounce, which I think is about 28 grams according to the internet, for $280. That's $10 per gram of concealer, making it, when we're talking in the luxury realm, the cheapest per gram. And then for shits and giggles, I threw in the NYX Stick Concealer, which is 1.6 grams for $9, making it $5.25 per gram. This was not for me to say to you that you need to go buy the La Prairie concealer. I wasn't telling you that because a lot of people don't have $300 to spend up front on a concealer. I imagine if I did, it would last me for several 100 years. Like, I don't use that much concealer. Even the small concealers, they really last a really long time for me because I just don't use a ton of concealer. Which means that this would be a product that I probably would take a long time to run through, this concealer. But this concealer was designed to do one specific thing. It's kind of like one of those weird kitchen gadgets you see on TikTok shop or probably in an Instagram reel, or if you're just perusing Amazon, and it's like, it's the strawberry peeler core slicer. It does that, only that one thing. Obviously, if you really wanted to, you could draw this pencil all over your face and use it as a foundation if you really wanted to. I'm not sure it would be like a good formula for that, but like if you wanted to, you could make that argument. But that's not what it was registered trademarked for. So you probably don't want to break the registered trademark. You don't want to break that. You want to do what it's meant to do. You want to do what Lisa tells you to do. And she's the only person who spot conceals. She invented it. She's the only one who does it, right? She's the only one she's the only one who spot conceals. I think so. She's registered trademarked the pinpoint concealing technique method. I know that Lisa knows. I know that everyone on Lisa's staff knows. I know that every makeup artist knows that spot concealing has existed long before this product. I'm just being a jokester here. But before Lisa developed this product, she was using other products to do her technique, which I assume at some point in her content she has shown us how to do. I don't really watch her content. I heard it's lovely. I'm assuming she's used other products to do this technique. I just think this is like a really wild thing to make. Now, I have heard through the grapevine, of course, I keep my distance from a lot of brands, but not all of them. I do keep my distance from a lot of brands though. I heard through the grapevine that ideally there will be a second concealer at some point, which will be a more concealery concealer, which will conceal differently than this concealer, I guess. I don't know. What do I know? I don't know anything. My thought here is just like, this seems lame. This seems lame. It's like so expensive for so little product. And yeah, of course, if you're spot concealing, it's going to take a long time to get through. But you could spot conceal with a concealer you already have. If you have a high coverage concealer, you can just spot conceal with that. And it's like solving a problem that I think a lot of people have already solved on their own. Like if you do spot concealing, you probably already have a preferred product for that. So why would you spend that money on a pencil? Not only that, it's a plastic pencil with a twist up, which I hate. I hate twist up lip liners. I hate twist up eyeliners. I prefer a wooden pencil that I can sharpen. And it has one of those stupid sharpeners that you have to press on top, which in my opinion is like a lot of work for a step that I don't even do, especially if you're really trying to get that fine tip every time. You're gonna have to sharpen it every time. And I'm not saying that if you are just using it to pinpoint and conceal, registered trademark, it probably will last you a really long time. I don't know how long the shelf life is. I'm sure I could have looked that up, but I didn't. It might go past the expiration, which I know a lot of us, it's just like a product that like, how is one supposed to use in the amount of time that I don't know. It's like you're either going to use it all really quickly or it's going to last forever because you very rarely do that step, or when you do that step, you don't need that much of that product. It's like, why can't I just use my other concealer? I know a lot of you love Lisa Eldridge and you're going to buy this and you're going to tell me how great it is, and I can't wait. Since I'm already offending one makeup standum, let's offend another. It's been a long time, babes. We haven't talked about this brand in a while. In my heart of heart, I have to remove the person whose name this brand belongs to from the brand. The brand Pat McGrath just released a product. I'll come to you. A product to mimic a thing that we all forgot about 11 months ago. And if we were really interested in achieving the look that this product is supposed to achieve, we've already figured out how to do it. And we all did it once for a party trick, and we made a YouTube video or a TikTok or posted on Instagram, and we all moved on with our lives. But it's back! 1 year later! Pat McGrath is releasing the Skin Fetish Glass 001 Artistry Mask. $38. Inspired by Pat's viral Maison Margiela glass skin look, Skin Fetish Glass 001 Artistry Mask transforms her multi-step runway ritual into an effortless formula that captures the brilliance of her iconic glow. Born backstage and perfected for real life, this peel-off mask delivers a hyper-shiny lacquer finish, turning every complexion into a vision of ethereal radiance. Apply in thin, even layers for a seamless reflective effect, no couture process required. Infused with glycerin, rose flower water, and allantoin, this innovative mask smooths, refreshes, and rejuvenates the appearance of skin with every peel, leaving it luminous and flawless. So this runway happened over a year ago. In the runway, the makeup for this runway was iconic. We were all talking about it, the makeup blogs, the makeup vlogs, the makeup magazines. Everyone was talking about it. We were like, Pat McGrath did that. She did that. And at the time when that runway happened, I'm not sure if I did a video on it, but I'm sure it came up at some point in my content. I was like, how is the makeup artist who is doing those looks with the glass skin, the makeup artist responsible for what is now the brand Pat McGrath? I think much like what's going on with Charlotte Tilbury is also happening with Pat McGrath, where it's like the venture capitalists, the financial backers need to play it safe. If this was 2016 and Pat McGrath did that makeup, this glass skin would have been ready to go when she did the runway show. It might not have been the product she used on the runway, but she would have had this ready to go to be like, I'm bringing my haute couture makeup looks to you right now, honey. We did that yesterday. You can buy this today. That would have been really cool. Like, wow, yesterday Pat McGrath did this. Now I can go to Sephora. Now we're going to go Ulta. We're going to go Ulta. I can go pick this up. Well, I'm going to go to Ulta's website. I'm going to go to Pat McGrath's website. I did visit the website to get this information, and it does say limited quantities will be available. And I don't know if that means that this is going to be a limited run of a product, or if like that first launch, there's going to be limited quantities. Like maybe you'll only be able to buy it through her website. I don't know. I just wanted to let you know that that's what the website said. It's so off the mark to release this now. Peel off masks already exist. So if it's a skincare product, it's like why would I buy that from Pat McGrath? I just wouldn't buy my skincare from Pat McGrath because that's just not really what she does. I'm not saying that the brand wouldn't do it well if they choose to dive into that realm. When I think of skincare, Pat McGrath's not one of the brands that I'm thinking of whenever I'm like, skincare. If it's designed to be put on top of your makeup, here's how that plays out. One, you're a makeup artist and you want to buy this to do some cool stuff. And I'm just wondering if you mix some pigments in there or something, you could do elevate it or do something different where it's like you're not copying Pat McGrath, because a working makeup artist, if they do this glass skin look, it's gonna be like, oh, you're just doing what Pat McGrath did. So it would have to be like kind of used as a tool or in different ways or than what the Pat McGrath did on the runway. For makeup artists, this isn't a tool. And again, I think makeup artists were the people who told us how Pat McGrath probably did it whenever the runway happened. There were a lot of people being like, oh, I tried this mixture of things and this is how I mimicked the effect. Makeup artists probably not gonna buy this. Then there are makeup lovers who do fun, cool looks. And I think you would buy this and you would do the Maison Margiela look and you would do like a couple looks with it and then you forget about it and you would never use the whole tube unless you use it for skincare. And then there are people like me, if I like bought that, I would maybe do the look one time and I would never use it again. So I guess I just don't really know what the point is. Like, who is this for? Like, it's so late. I know that product development takes a really long time. So I know that it's like, couldn't have been the next day, but it's like, it feels way too late. It's not like Pat McGrath this fashion season is going to do the same look. That would be really wild if she did. I don't know. It's such a shame because we know that Pat McGrath, the person, is iconic. We know that she's like one of our best and most brilliant and most innovative makeup artists that we have. Clearly, she had the vision and the foresight to make that mixture, to do that thing. She did that, right? And I do think that if Pat McGrath really wanted to sell that to us, she would have had that mixture ready to go for us. It just doesn't feel like what she would do. And then the brand is like 2000 and late, which is like not what the brand was in 2016 when the brand launched, or even whenever they were doing the limited edition kits. It's like, it's such a far cry from what the brand used to be. It's just such a shame. Also, it is, and I say this meaningfully, it is only $38, which is like, the brand has been cheapening itself by like running sales like every day on their website and being marked down at Sephora for the last 6 months. It's like, I don't know. I don't know what the goal here is, but it is a shame to see this. I don't know. I have my fingers crossed, and there's a couple of things that could be true. Maybe Pat McGrath doesn't want to develop product anymore. She just really wants to be a makeup artist again. Like, she tried making product. Her heart was in it for a while. And then the venture capitalist came in. She was like, great, I don't have to worry about that anymore. You do whatever. I'll show up. I'll do whatever you need me to do. That could be thing one. Or Pat McGrath is like stuck in some kind of contract or like is unable to get out of her namesake brand. I really would love to see her pull a Bobbi Brown. I'd be very into if Pat McGrath did like an offshoot brand. Even if she did like the limited edition kits again, I think that'd be very cool. I would love to see more Bobbi Browns is doing Jones Rhodes is. Brand we don't talk about it on my channel very often. Jeffree Star. Sorry, that's not who that is. Blend Bunny released a new palette. Sorry, let me look at the name of it because I really thought this was a Jeffree Star palette. It's the plastic palette, $34 for 12 shades. Our first 12 pan color story for all the versatile baddies out there. Pops a hot pink, lend incredible vibrance, while some amazing neutral leaning tones help create an everyday slay with a pop of pink, cranberry multi-chrome shifts, neon peach, or an iridescent teal moment. I'm not an original thinker. I'm not one of the great philosophers of our time by saying this looks like a Jeffree Star palette, because so many other people have said it already. I was by myself and I saw that and I didn't look at the comments. I was like, wow, why is Jeffree Star's makeup popping up on my feed? And I was like, oh, that's Blend Bunny. And so I took a look at it. A lot of people love Blend Bunny. Well, all the brands that I know have a strong fandom are represented in today's video. And I'm always talking shit on these brands. Such is life. And you have to listen to me because you're here. I mean, you can click away. I don't care. Just do whatever you want. If you made it this far in the video and you're like, now I'm upset with them. It's like, I'm sorry I didn't annoy you fast enough. You're here. Stick around. You like it. Hit subscribe. Removing like the Jeffree Star feeling. And listen, I can definitely see being at a brand like you're really making something and then you don't zoom out after it's done to go, oh wait, that looks like your Jeffree Star palette. I bet Jeffree Star is really unpopular with a lot of the people who buy from Blend Bunny, because not that like Blend Bunny is an alternative to Jeffree Star, but they both do brights, like I could see people being like, oh, I'm just going to buy from Blend Bunny now. So like, I don't know. I just think that wasn't really well thought through, but let's like remove that from it. Let's forget that it looks like a Jeffree Star palette. Like I can't remove that. Like if I was buying this palette, I'd be like, this feels like I'm buying a Jeffree Star palette. I know I'm not, but It's just a thought in the back of my head. It makes me feel some kind of way. It's like this neutral palette with some pops in it, and the pops are all like pink, and then there's like a teal. Like, I think I get it, and I've also been more like open to wearing more pink, and I think that this is like pretty for people who might like it, but for me, it's like a very, very easy pass. But here's some things I would like to say. $36 price point, love that. Love that this is a smaller color story. Now I know that Blend Bunny has had some smaller color stories than their other color stories. Hope to see more different color stories in this size. So happy to see something from Blend Bunny that just doesn't look like it could even be possibly misconstrued as a rainbow palette. It looks like its own thing, which I love. Honestly, despite it like looking like a Jeffree Star palette, for Blend Bunny, this is like kind of like a, okay, good for you, girl. I feel like if you're into neutrals with a pop of pink, it's been done before. Like, you probably have it. If this is your thing, you already own this for sure. Not saying that like brands can't have color stories that look like other brands' color stories. That happens all the time. But I'm just saying, like, if you're already into this sort of thing, you got it. Hey, so, hey, so, hey, so, hey. Hey, you know how like sometimes I'm nice to Charlotte Tilbury's brand? Pretend I never did that. So Charlotte Tilbury, this is like sneak peeked. From what I could gather from I could find online, this has not been like officially announced yet, but I've seen it a couple times. I saw it in an Instagram reel that was sent to me by Andromeda, I think. I have now since seen it on a couple makeup release Instagram accounts. Charlotte Tilbury is releasing some 9-pan eyeshadow palettes, and I have 4 of them on the screen. I sourced these from Amit Beauty Talk. These are 4 of the color stories, and I think there will be 6. And the ones that I'm missing on screen is there's a blue one and there's a cool toned neutral. So there is a warm tone neutrals up there for you. I don't have a price on these, so I don't know anything, but I can tell you that this is what I've seen on the internet about these so far. Is everyone's really mad, including myself. I guess I'm going to throw my hat in the ring, including myself. Is like, why the clear top feels like it's cheapening the brand. It's doing that thing where it's like, oh, well, that's not what luxury makeup's supposed to look like. I don't have a price for these. I have some theories running in my mind. I'm probably wrong. The first thing I thought of was like, ew, clear top, color pop. That was the first thing I thought of. But then I also thought, I don't remember what the reception of this was whenever Dior did it. But Dior has the backstage line, which is like kind of this. Now, it's not just straight clear packaging. It is like a little bit frosted. Dior backstage was supposed to be the like more approachable version of Dior. Like, it's a more cost-effective price point. My theory is maybe this will be like Charlotte's version of that, where it's like a little bit lesser of a cost with more product, and it comes in a couple different colorways. I actually can't see the brand launching 6 eyeshadow palettes all at once that would cost $75. That's like a lot of color stories and a high price. Oh, at least I think that's what it cost. In relation to Charlotte Tilbury, when I see these launched, is like, that looks like the Beautyverse palettes. Like, you know, the color stories aren't exactly the same, but the layout's the same. And I was like, oh, so, and not that I think it's going to be like an offshoot brand like Dior did. I just can't imagine that these are all going to be like $75. Just thinking about Charlotte Tilbury and the packaging of the brand, the packaging on Charlotte Tilbury products suck. They suck. The compacts suck. Glass bottles suck. Everything rubs off of them. They're like really finicky. The refillable packaging. Tap your brush in and the magnet swirls around. Like, it's like not good. I would like to be more surprised about this weird random choice. I am not. And it also kind of sings to me like, oh, this, I don't think it is, but it also kind of reminds me of the perfume launch, like an eyeshadow palette for each of the perfume launches, because there's like a pink one, there's a purple one, there's a green one. The perfumes also have that, but they're not named after the perfumes, at least as far as I can tell. What I will say, if the mattes in those are the Future Matte formula, which is what's in the Beautyverse palettes, bitch, I'm happy. I love that matte formula. I think it's so good. And I would love to have a cool tone version. I get why everyone's enraged about the packaging of this. I'm with you. I guess I don't know. We'll have to wait to see like what it actually ends up costing. And yeah, I don't know. So I'm a little, I mean, I probably won't buy any of these, but like, it's to be determined. I like a lot of the products that she makes, but there's a lot wrong with the products that she makes as well. But a lot of them tend to work for me. So I'm not really giving the benefit of the doubt. I just am like, I feel like not enough information to really process and like really read this down like I did with the Lisa Eldridge concealer. Ismaya. Hey. Long time no chat. Izzy. May I call you Izzy? I don't care. I'm going to call you Izzy. You were up to no good while I was on my little hiatus from Critical Sass. You were like, Tom's off. Tom's clocked out. Tom's punched out right now. Let's throw this one out there. Bitch, if you don't think I saw this, I immediately had thoughts about it. I have so many thoughts about it. We're going to dive into it right now. You think you're going to get away with this? You're not going to get away with this. This is crazy what you've done. Now, I've heard rumors that Ismaya might be coming to Sephora. I don't know if she'll be inside of Sephora's, but I heard the brand might be coming to Sephora, which is why everything's been on sale. They've kind of been rebranding. They're kind of whatever. But you still did this, and I'm waiting for an apology. Our girl Izzy, she partnered up with a brand. Let me tell you what it is. Conserving Beauty. They released together makeup removing wipe, and there's two ways you can buy it. You can buy like a dispenser for it. It kind of looks like a silver chrome egg that would sit on your I don't know, wherever you would put that little dispenser, and it comes with a refill pack for $145. That's right, $145. And then there's a refill of 85 cloths for $100. They say, hit reset on your skincare ritual. The Ismaya X Conserving Beauty Hyaluronic Cleansing Cloths are your all-in-one essentials for makeup removal, hydration, and unparalleled skin prep. Featuring innovative instant melt technology, these dissolvable cloths are infused with a potent serum of hyaluronic acid, niacinamide, and panthenol to cleanse, condition, and rejuvenate tired skin. Effortlessly delivering visible results housed in a sleek, refillable aluminum canister. This exquisite design will elevate your space with a touch of modern luxury, an artful fusion of sustainability, style, and high performance, effortlessly cool, and undeniably refined. Most of us have moved away from makeup wipes as a thing because a lot of us, not all of us, but a lot of us are trying to be more conscious about our impact on the environment, especially with what we've seen recently. I think a lot of us, but even before then, I think to release makeup wipes after the year, I don't know, 2012 is like a really weird choice to make. Do you remember when Anastasia Beverly Hills released makeup wipes and we were all like, but those were, I think, $6 for a pack. These are $100 for a pack. That's crazy. So you're trying to bring into the space completely dissolvable makeup removing wipes. You could use them for skin prep or whatever. If it can remove makeup, I probably wouldn't use it as like a prep step because sometimes like if that's like still on your skin, like the makeup might apply weird. You're introducing makeup wipes to the market that are completely dissolvable, which if you're gonna use a makeup wipe, this feels like a really good option. However, it is priced so unbearably high that the cost of this is so unimaginable for so many people to just buy for makeup removing wipes, especially because if we are going to make moves to make something that will not have an impact on the environment, is like biodegradable, dissolvable, why wouldn't we want to get that into the hands of the people who are still using makeup wipes or occasionally use makeup wipes that would like an alternative or would buy an alternative? They're not going to buy the alternative if it's $100, especially not in this year, the year of our Lord 2025. People are not going to buy $100 makeup removing wipes. I have a problem with this aluminum egg. I think like, sure, it would be kind of chic. I don't know about your business. I don't know how big your house is. I don't know how big the space where you do your skincare is, but I have a sink. There's no counter around it. There's just a little sink, and my bathroom is like this big. Like I could touch all the walls in my bathroom, wall to wall. I touch all, so there's just not space for this kind of thing. And if I was going to remove my makeup, I would probably be doing it in the bathroom. Now, I also could take up precious space on my tiny vanity. It's not a tiny vanity, of my vanity, but I don't want it to take up space there. And if I'm going to do my skincare, I want to be in my bathroom where all my other skincare is. Even if I'm, maybe I could like take the wipe and walk up to my room, but like I don't want to make space for a piece that is specifically designed to hold my makeup removing wipes. Not only that, the way that it's kind of presented, I don't know what it looks like. I don't have it in person. They kind of present it as if it's like a tissue box. So this thing that's full of liquid being exposed to the air and it's like biodegradable, like, will that work? Or maybe there's a system, I don't know. Maybe there is a system to like cover it back up whenever you're done. Because you know how like on makeup wipes, you like open them, you pull out the one, it kind of works like tissues, but then you like shove the top thing back down and you like slam it shut and you make sure it's sealed so that things don't dry out. I just don't know. So that's not my main problem. This is a problem I've had with this since the launch. Look at the refills. because I was looking at the refills, like, wow, $100, how many do you get? Here's what it says. Refill, refresh, and redefine your skincare routine. The Izzy X Conserving Beauty Hyaluronic Cleansing Cloth refill delivers 85 revolutionary Instamelt cloths. However, when you look at the packaging of the cloths, it says that there are 140 cloths in it. And I'm really confused. It'd be one thing if the refill pack, it was like a 2-pack, right? The refill pack was a 2-pack. But if one pack has 85 in it and you got a 2-pack, it would be 170. Where did the 85 come from? And why does the packaging say 140? How much are you getting? Because it's a big difference if I'm getting 140 wipes for $100 versus 85 wipes. If you go to the website, that's what it looks like. When you click on it, it's like that. You zoom in on the cloths and it says 140, but then the description says 85. Which one's right? I know you've watched my content before. Izzy. I mean, I don't know that Izzy is, but Izzy, if you're watching or if one of your minions are, I would like to know, how many do you get? Because that needs to be updated because that's really wild. I don't know. This brand is so fucking insufferable. I can't wait to see the core line that was never supposed to exist because when the brand started, they said that they weren't going to do that. But now here Izzy is being like, can't wait to introduce you to my core line. I'm giving the brand a hard time for that. I'm giving Izzy a hard time for that. We are allowed to grow and change our minds and do different things. So if Izzy wants to have a core line, she could absolutely have a core line. It's just like the vision for what it was supposed to be and what it is now is bananas. Those very different things, Izzy. And I just think that, like, I don't know what this call to action or this ploy was for these claws, but it's bananas. Please do not buy these. Please just buy makeup removing oil. You're gonna have leftover packaging anyway. So if you're please don't go the wipe option. Go the cleansing balm option. Also, it looks like there's a lot of packaging for these dissolvable wipes. I'm just saying it looks like it's plastic. I don't know. Cool that the brand seems to have some initiative that they want to leave as little of an impact as possible. They make the refillable dick lipsticks. They're doing this, I guess. And I like the idea and the thought behind that, but it's just like, okay, is there gonna be follow through on that whenever you're inside a Sephora or you're being sold at Sephora and you have different expectations for your brand than you've had in the past? I don't know, Izzy. This is a tough sell. Can't wait to see what you release at Sephora though. See you there, girl. Bazinga! So if you're new to my channel, this is the end of the video. I'm gonna have some calls to action for you if you'd like to take them. Okay, so let's run through them. So thing one, if you're not subscribed, why aren't you? What I like to do on my channel is to help myself and help you be more discerning about the makeup that you are purchasing. Do you already have the thing, or are you trying to be more conscious with your money? This might be a good time and place and space to explore that. And I would love to have you here. I do buy things to review, but that's because I run a channel, but I'm more focused about loving my makeup. All this makeup on my face. I've been on this makeup on my face. Only one thing's new. One thing is new, but I bought it because my friend's makeup store was closing and everything was 50% off. And I was like, well, how to support the cause. Love to have you subscribe. I'm on Patreon and I have channel memberships. You can find those linked down below. Over there, I do one additional video every month. It's kind of a pay what you want if you would like to support me that way. There's no pressure to support me that way. I'm just so happy that you're here liking, commenting, and sharing my content. I really appreciate it. And if you are a member or a patron, I really appreciate you. There will be a video up soon. The next video you guys will see from me will be the after sass, where I do a face of makeup inspired by the products that we talked about in this video to show you and me, though we do not need to buy the new stuff in order to be satisfied with our makeup collection, because we probably already have something that could do what these things are trying to tell us that we can do. There are links in my pinned comment down below. One of the links will be to help people in Gaza. If you have the means to help them, please do so. There will also be links for mutual aids for the LA fires. Please check those out if you have some additional money to help those people out. Please do. Please take care of yourself, and please take care of your close ones at this time. Remember that there is community here and where you are. Remember to follow your hote and you'll find me. And I'll see you in a video very soon. Go forth. Tits out. We got it.